I know George is tied up, but I just want to add, on behalf of the legislature, our respect for what's being done here today. We've got an individual showing what one person can do, and in George's case, he's already shown what one person has already done. I mean, George has worn out more pairs of shoes than most of us will wear in a lifetime, and I think in the most genuine way possible, one person is going to put that fact step by step all the way around Canada, and I'm very, very proud to have George as a member of our riding, somebody who's already done what he's done, and just as a real, decent human being. He's not glorifying himself, he's not making himself out to be a hero, he's not saying he's perfect, he's just saying this is something that needs to be done, and he's the guy that's going to do it. And I think it's an appropriate thing that he's here at the legislature to get some respect from the people that really need to see this done. We've been flummoxed how to get organ donations to take place, and here's one guy with the support from a lot of people, we hope, around the province, who's going to show us how it does get done.
And it's and she's the mother of the 20-year-old that was killed in a car accident in December of '99. And while I was going through this area last year, I think she heard about what I was doing, because it was at that time that she told her parents about organ donations and that she wanted to become a donor.
My name is Letitia Samuels.
4 months later, she lost her life. And because of we don't have a registry, her organs didn't get donated. And the parents afterwards were extremely upset about it, you know. And I talked to them about it, and they are just 100% behind this registry, and they're a main reason, like it, you know, a main reason why we should have it. So I want you to. I told her that you're out here, and we want to see if you can possibly interview her, but she's still very sensitive. You know, it hasn't been too long still, like, you know.
Oh, they called you in the last...
She's still being tested, and if the testing is compatible, then we will be having her surgery possibly in late November, so we're looking forward to that.
I have what's called PSC, it's a liver disease. I was diagnosed at Christmas, and my doctors say I have about, well, a few years to come before I definitely need a liver transplant.
That's correct.
What worries me the most right now is statistics as far as organ
It's going to help save a lot of lives.
Just don't
It's going to get us through a
realize
very hard, cold winter.
and help out that way. They could be saving the lives of many
And this is
people.
the machine to do it. Encouraging every...
Today is day 168 of a 527-day journey. We visited over 135 cities and towns. I've walked over 3,000 kilometers in the province of Ontario. And we've been creating a very, very positive atmosphere and response to get people's attention about this shortage of organ and tissue donation.
Are going to pass away unless organs become available. And that's what this whole trip across Canada is all about. We're going to be going to another 400 cities and towns, and we're going to be
bringing a very important message to each one of these cities and towns so that we can get more people to become organ donors. And there's men, women, and children that are on these waiting lists. And we got to give them a fighting chance to survive. And they're all waiting for organs. And Brandon and Miranda are going to come on all year to help us do that. Now, you guys are coming on to help, not because we have the Hummer, right? Yes. Okay. It's going to be a lot of hard work while they're out there. It's taken a big commitment from these two students to do that. Their families have agreed to it 100%. That was very important to happen. And, you know, they're determined to finish this and complete the whole year and then come back eventually to Fort Frances next year. That's your plans, right? Yeah. So what I want to do at this time is draft them. And we have two sweaters that I want to present. Brandon, if you'll come up here first. Yep. Put this on. And Miranda.
And I think that your response to that was, as I understand it, I want to say thank you to the donor and the donor's family for saving my life. This is a small sacrifice on my part, precious gift.
I think we need to really give this message out to all three levels of government, saying that this is an important cause and we need your attention and we need you to address this. There can't be anything more important than life. And so it's not a reflection on our country of why we're so low. Our government hasn't done enough. They have not taken this as a priority. This is why I'm screaming at each community to get their attention.
In our first segment, we bring you the story of George Marcello's journey across Canada. For the last 250 days, George has been on the road telling Canadians about the shortage of organ donations and the vital need for a national donor registry.
Actually, today is day 252. That's plate, as I've been calling it, and he has today. So we were presently supposed to be in Coaldale, but we made the arrangements in Coaldale to have someone else carry be present for me there, and we needed to attend this because it's a big highlight of the whole campaign.
This is for the moment thing that he's here when you're sorting in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is. Yeah. You know, as Mr. Rock has mentioned, he's been following my campaign, and you know, he was hearing what I was saying, and you know, along with other groups and organizations, and he's stepping up to the plate. You know, and I looked at his agenda and his plans. It's right on the money. You know, it's exactly the things that we need to be addressing and taking care of. And you know, this is a very, very happy day for Canadians.
All I needed. Thank you.
Of a donated organ, whose life was renewed as a result, and has been spending the last few months walking across the country, carrying a torch, talking to families and Canadians along the way, bringing home the point that we should all be aware of the importance of organ donation. George Marcello, congratulations and thank you for what you've done.
Thank you, George. There it goes, George.
Well, we just found out that George was upstairs and he was doing this walk, and We saw them. We saw you on the highway just the other day.
Saw them on the highway there, and my stepmother's actually going through bone marrow transplant down the coast right now, so it kind of touches home for me. So we just kind of bucked up with a little bit of change and a little bit of dollars. I wrote a little note for you, George, there. It's just an afternoon.
Great.
We understand where he's coming from. We appreciate what he's doing. I'd just like to shake your hand. And we would just like to give you this.
Trail Calabria.
That's good.
We won't hold that against you.
We think that he's just another pedestrian, but he's much more than that. George Marcello is a survivor.
Was extremely fortunate. The family that made that decision did it under a very difficult situation, and because of that decision, my life was saved and 5 others. Get this message to Canadians. We know Canadians are going to do their part, and you know, more lives will be saved because of that.
The impact is evident in the sheer number of supporters that George has attracted. All ages are joining George in his quest, and step by step, they're helping to save lives.
What's going to fix it is a national mandate and a provincial delivery system. So for the local people it can help, and this is life and death stuff. This isn't just some bylaw you pass or some other unimportant circumstance. It's life and death stuff. The provincial government's going to be delivery agents for the federal government's lawmaking, and it can work. So George, on behalf of our community, I want to thank you very much for coming through town.
Astonishing, George. First of all, I'd like to welcome George Marcello and his step-by-step team to the city of Port Moody. It is, after chatting a couple of minutes with George, it's kind of overwhelming what he's done in a very short period of time.
As
an awareness program, you know, I guess periodically you hear about being a donor.
We're walking up Commercial Avenue in Vancouver, and this is Little Italy, and we got some major press here, it looks like.
He's in rough shape.
There's George.
No, but I talked to him, and he's in pain.
This is the goalie great Cesar Maniego, who played for the Maple Leafs.
We're halfway there.
385
halfway
days
there.
into a 600-day journey. That's a very, very major accomplishment. Congratulations.
For getting to know you, George, and the best on the rest of your journey. Thank you.
That's Robbie Thompson. Just received the precious gift of life 2 years ago.
I want to welcome you and say what a remarkable journey on behalf of a successful liver transplant recipient, and message across Canada, and we are happy to accept that message here and work with you to make sure all of our citizens across Canada and this province benefit from what you have done. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
George is right there. Hey, babe?
Live, Radio Vaticana in diretta. It's 10:15 here in our studio in Vatican City. I'm Laura Angela Bagneto. I'm sitting next to a man who has crossed one of the world's longest land masses on foot. Before I introduce him, let me give some background to his Herculean effort. If someone gave their life to you, what would you do? That's a question that George Marcello asked himself 5 years ago. He's the founder of Step by Step, an organization that speaks out to promote organ donation. George, a fellow North American from Canada, is in the studio with me right now. Hi, and welcome to Rome. Thanks for coming by.
Hi, thank you for having me here today. Really excited to be here.
First week, since we all heard the tragic news in America, we can just take a moment to recognize some people that could possibly still be alive today, and all the ones that have passed away and the families that are grieving, and also to acknowledge all the heroes in what's been in the last week. We can just take that moment now, please.
This resolution, and then I'd like to make an introduction from our gallery. I hereby give notice that on a future day I shall move the adoption of the following resolution. Whereas in 1995, George Marcello received the gift of life through transplant surgery made possible by organ donation, and whereas in 1998, Mr. Marcello and fellow transplant recipient John Troughton created the Step by Step Organ Transplant Association, and whereas on June 20th, 2000, George began the Canada 769-day walk with planned visits to over 500 cities and towns to inspire the public, media, and all levels of government about the importance of organ and tissue donation. Be it resolved that members of this House commend George Marcello for his dedication and personal commitment to raising public and government awareness about the need for a national registry of organ and tissue donors, for encouraging governments to make organ donation a priority, and wishes him Godspeed on the remainder of the Canada 769-day walk. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it gives me great pleasure to introduce George Marcello, who's in our East Gallery. Today is the 514th day on this. Welcome, Mr. Marcello, and I would ask members of the House to extend a warm welcome to him and wish him well as he continues on in his campaign for public awareness around organ and tissue donation.
recognizing your objective of encouraging Canadians to do their part in donating tissues and organs. It's unacceptable that there are thousands of people across the country facing life-threatening situations because of the fact that tissues and organs have not been available to meet that need.
Support organ donations. As a symbol of hope, George travels with the Olympic Torch of Life, where to date, over 1 million people have held the torch as symbol of their support. At this time, could you please welcome the team captains to center ice? We'd like to have both team captains to center ice. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please join me in welcoming Mr. George Marcello, who is in day number 541 of his 769-day walk, along with Mr.
543, and we're here in St. John, New Brunswick, and we have a lot of enthusiastic students here from the St. John Community College.
Good luck, George, on your walk, and I'm very pleased that Dave and I could give you a hand, and along with the rest of the students.
Donation, Canada has the lowest in the whole world, and we're trying to change that. Today is day 543 of a 769-day walk, and as you can see in St. John today, we have a lot of energetic students from the community college here in St. John, and they're everybody else ready? Okay, what we're doing today is honoring the
get up closer so you can hear him.
Family is here today in his memory, and we're all supporting the courageous decision that the family made, and giving the family as much comfort as we can with this decision. And right now they're going to be passing the torch of life to you, Deputy Mayor, and to you, Honourable. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get it signed.
et promouvant le système précieux du Newfoundland. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pleasure to welcome on us tonight an individual who is walking across Canada to address the critical shortage of organ and tissue donation and to promote the precious consent system. Today is day 571 of a 769-day trek for him. Ceci est le jour 571 de séjour complet de 769 jours pour lui. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to announce and present to you George Marcel.
Bonjour, Quebec City. First of all, Renee and I got off to a good beginning this morning because we both shaved. And I have two words that help me to continue this very important mission. And those two words are Renee Chabot. Great, so I'm losing my mind. I'm going to sign some posters for the dialysis patients here. And we're going to encourage them not to give up hope and to let them know that we're doing everything we can for them. I am
all of you to join Mr. Marcelo
in helping to promote this very, very important issue. Today we are going to be walking from the hospital to the City Hall carrying the torch of life. If you can go far from city to city, community to community, and we are bringing more hope to those people that are on the waiting list. And we are honoring the torch in Quebec to the memory of Yannick Degrasse, the 30-year-old Philadelphia goaltender that tragically lost his life in December, and his family made the awesome decision, courageous decision of donating his organs, and as a result, 6 people are alive today. So we are going to continue carrying this torch in Yannick's memory, and once again, thank you for coming out here with us. I also want to thank a guest from Lebeau, Monsieur from Lebeau, who is saving us by fixing our windshield that now my road manager can see.
I'm very pleased on behalf of all the citizens of Ottawa to recognize George's tremendous contribution, his tremendous leadership and commitment to a very important cause. It takes a very special person, a very special character to...
Who is
organ donation. This may help the cause, we hope. It's $665, and we're still going to work on it. And we are so blessed to have met you. God bless.
Living in
walking across the world, looking for adventure, looking for that word. Seeing your picture every night and day, wishing you were here, holding it in my hand, holding it so near. Believe in yourself, and I know this is true. No matter what happens, I'll be there for you.
On June 20th, 2000, supporting George and giving him his send-off, my son was in the hospital, ready to be transported to Toronto General Hospital to give the gift of life and tissue. My name is Debbie. I am a donor mom. I have the incredible honor of telling you how I met George Marcello.
Should be done for us by our Father which is in heaven. Right now, we all agree donations and organ transplants are important. We all agree right now and asking you to give a transplant to Chris. We all agree right now for a transplant today for Frank. We all agree that a national registry system will be put in place. If everybody here agrees with what I just said, say amen. That's an agreement. Therefore, I believe we receive it. I ask these things in the name of your Son. Amen.